Before we start this video, guys and gals, I want to tell you about something very exciting. I'm going full blown with business trucking consultation. I've had a couple consultation clients over the last couple years that I've spent a lot of time with and helped them build their businesses better. Now I'm opening the floodgates to help you guys build your businesses better. Maybe you're starting out and you want to know if hotshot's something that you should do and you want to talk to somebody who's been in it for a while, or maybe you're in hotshot or trucking and just normal trucking and you're struggling, you're having a hard time, or you're at the brink where you're like, I really need to overhaul all my systems or I'm not going to be able to keep doing this. All of that I cover through my consultation. So I'd love to help you out in any way that I can. I'm going to drop the website down below, howtohotshot.com. Go there. Go to contact us. You can also go on there and see a lot of different links to a lot of different videos I've made over the years talking about all things hotshot and all things trucking and all things information that you need to have a successful trucking company. So definitely look at that down below, but I hope you all have a great day and I hope you enjoy this video. So we'll see you later.
What is going on, guys and gals? It is your boy J Love coming back at you with another video. My name is Jason Love, co-owner of Flash Love Logistics LLC. We are a trucking company out of Missouri. We've been around since 2020. We started with one non-CDL hotshot setup, and we've grown to about 6 trucks, having CDL setups leased on, having our own semis bought, and I've gone from that one non-CDL to just growing and going through difficult times. And over the last 4 years, I've made a lot of videos talking about the difficult times that we've gone through, but also helping others, you know, if they get in that same position, have a little bit of experience behind them through my videos and through myself. And it's been a great run for the last 5 years, and I've learned a lot, and I want to apply what I've learned to help you in your trucking business. Now, this video, I want to explain to you what Ifta is, okay? If you're in trucking or getting into trucking, whether you're doing CDL hotshot or full-size semi-truck, you need to understand what Ifta is, because you're going to have to pay it, you're going to have to file it, and you're going to have to use it in your everyday life. If you ever seen a semi-truck pass by you, for example, they're going to have an Ifta sticker. It's like a little square sticker that says Ifta. Depending on their state, will change probably what the color is. They'll have their little state emblem posted on there too. And that is their Ifta sticker. Now, Ifta is actually ran, like I said, by the state. It's not ran by the federal government, right? Some of like the FMCSA, the Drug and Alcohol Clearinghouse, that goes through federal government. But the Ifta is ran by the state. And what Ifta stands for is International Fuel Tax Agreement. It does not mean if the DOT don't see it, it doesn't matter. I remember watching a video, guys said, word of the day, Ifta. If the DOT don't see it, it doesn't matter. Ifta is International Fuel Tax Agreement. And basically what it is this. Now, depending on what state you live in, for example, I live in Missouri. So our trucks come to Missouri a lot. They leave Missouri a lot, right? And so we're in Missouri. We're usually buying fuel in Missouri. We pay all of our fuel tax to Missouri because we mostly buy fuel in Missouri. But you could put so much fuel on a semi-truck that you could pass through 3, 4, 5, 6 states and not have to fuel up in those states. Or maybe you're smart and you think, well, Illinois has a really high fuel tax, so I'm going to fill up in Indiana before I get to Illinois, or fill up in Missouri after I leave Illinois, whatever the case may be. This is what Ifta is for. Ifta is so that each state can get the fuel tax from you that they deserve. So even though you fill up in Missouri, Ifta is going to track how many miles you run and where you buy fuel, and then it's going to equal out what state you owe taxes to. Now, this can be a good thing, and this can be a bad thing. Obviously, it's just fair game for the states to get the taxes that they deserve for the fuel that you actually spent in each state and the roads that you actually ran on. But if you're, let's say, for example, live in a state that has pretty low fuel tax, depending on what state that is, and that's where you mostly get fuel. But let's say you're right next to a state that has higher fuel tax. Illinois is a good example for us. So you run through Illinois a lot. But Illinois is kind of a skinny state. We don't go up to Chicago much. You know, we mostly just pass through. We don't really fill up in Illinois at all. And so at the end of the quarter, when I have to file my international fuel tax, my Ifta, I usually have to pay money to Illinois for the time that I spent driving through Illinois. Now, some of that money is taken from the tax that I paid Missouri, but if Missouri's fuel taxes are lower, sometimes I have to pay more out of pocket. There have been plenty of times where I have filed Ifta and it's come out that I actually get money back. You know, maybe I filled up more in Illinois and they had higher fuel tax, and I actually spent more time in states that don't have such a high fuel tax, right? So that's what Ifta is. It just equals out the fuel taxes to each state. Each state does Ifta. Even some of the places in Canada do Ifta as well. Alaska doesn't have Ifta. but it really just equals out these taxes to each state. Like I said, it runs through your state. So it's going to go through whatever state you live in, and it's going to basically be hand in hand with your apportioned plates. So your IRP, which we'll talk about IRP deeper in another video, that's basically your commercial registration. So it runs hand in hand with your IRP. When you're setting up for your IRP, most likely you're going to set up for your Ifta as well. Now, a lot of states have different rules. There's some states that every commercial hauler signs up for Ifta, pays Ifta, does that. But other states, it's only commercial vehicles that weigh over 26,001 pounds of GVWR, gross vehicle weight rating, which we'll have another video going deeper in that. I have some already on my channel. So definitely check with your state if you need to sign up for Ifta. So if you're doing non-CDL hotshot, for example, you need to check with your state to make sure you have to sign up. We have a company in Missouri, and when we did only non-CDL hotshot, we did not have IRP, apportion plates, and we did not have Ifta. But once we moved to having more CDL hotshot owner-operators and then our own semis, we had to get IRP, right, apportion plates, and we had to get our Ifta. So definitely check with your state, and you have to file it quarterly, okay? If you don't file it, what happens, they're going to add more fees on it. If you're consistently late, you're probably going to get audited. So make sure you're filing it well, right? Make sure you have an EDL that's ELD that's tracking your miles and what state you run in. We use Motive. It works great. They have Ifta paperwork that we can just pull, and it tells me each state and how many miles we ran for the quarter. And make sure you're keeping track of your fuel receipts. If you're just using like your own credit card, which I do not, I would not tell you to do that. But, make sure you have a good fuel card and that you have access to all of the fuel and where you're buying it, and maybe they have some sort of Ifta paperwork where it tells you, oh, you bought this amount of fuel in this state and this amount of fuel in that state. So it really just takes the miles you ran in what states, the fuel you bought in what states, and it equals them out so that each state gets its own taxes. Like I said, it goes through the state that you live in. So check to see if you need to set up Ifta and IRP. If you have a CDL and you're running a CDL setup, I'm 100% positive that you do. So definitely go to your state. If you have any more questions about it, drop a comment down below and I'd love to help you out. But I hope you guys could learn something in this video, and I hope you all have a great day.